my God. Okay. I usually give a 15-minute warning. This is the first time in a while we haven't made it 18 plus. So instead of giving you the 15-minute warning, I am going to give you a short history of the auction. The very first year, we had a giant box of porno that we couldn't sell all ages. So we had a very quick, this is way back UFC, like 15, 20 years ago, and we just had a vocal auction of just the porno with a small 18 plus group, and I accused everyone present of specific sexual misbehaviors as they bid. Over time, people apparently wanted me to do that to them, so the popularity of the auction continued to stay and grow, and we ended up sort of opening it up to a larger audience of not porno, but I still accused people of sexual misconduct. My language is very descriptive, and I could never get a cable show. So this is the first time we've had a non-18 plus auction. Yeah, how many years?
It's been a long time.
Many times.
It's been a very, very long time.
Oh yeah.
So as you guys can imagine, like 99.9% of you have come for the Tyler show. There's a portion of you who haven't realized what you've gotten yourselves into, and generally the folks who deal with the mess afterwards is me, which is why I am here to make sure that this first part here is actually clean, and if Tyler does something that I deem not to be all ages, I get to hit him. So the first hour and a half here will be sanitized. Really, I'll try my best to keep that.
I have been sanitized in public, handling the lines for Wendy Lee. I've been her guest handler this weekend. There have still already been complaints about me this weekend. And usually what the staff does with the criticism, rarely constructive, of the auction, which usually runs along the lines of, he was mean to me, and he called me a furry, and he said my girlfriend was a furry, and he said I was a bad person. We usually print those out, and I read them the next year. Thank you. So, there may be some folks who think that all ages means family friendly. It's not. I hate families. So
we might have a problem. I think actually advertise this as family friendly.
That was a terrible mistake. We've had families here before, specifically.
I totally advertise this part as family friendly.
We've had a husband and wife had a child who did not yet understand language, and they were allowed to stay 1 year. And the year before we decided to ban anybody under the age of 18, a teenager who had been the previous year brought his entire family. So there was him and his younger teenage sister and their 8-year-old sister and mom and dad. So dad took the 8-year-old sister and left. And then we started talking about things I'm not going to discuss in the family friendly section of this auction. But each of those three remainders, the teenage boy, his teenage sister, and his mother, couldn't breathe for laughing, and then also at some point ended up crying in sadness as I discussed their probable sexual misadventures. So that's what you can stick around for the 18 plus. I'm not going to talk about that stuff much here, but what the general deal is for newcomers, and this is not the 15-minute warning I give for the 18 plus, but what the general deal is we're raising money for charity. I am funny to people with a certain sense of humor, which you may or may not have. We will attempt to limit my sense of humor with violence. So the items we're selling for the first hour and a half, you're bidding to own the items, yes, but you're also bidding to contribute to our charity, which this year I can tell you is, Jenny?
Pathways. So they help with at-risk Aboriginal youth. We're really, really honored and happy to be able to work with them this year. So please contribute.
Who wants to hear me make a racist joke about...
Harder.
I saw 0 natives putting their hands up, so I...
Oh wait, no, never mind. Can I retract that?
No, but you can tickle my nipple more. All right, so we will... Generally what happens is I sell some stuff and then I stop and rant. And then I sell some stuff and I stop and rant. And the things I rant about are sometimes deeply amusing and sometimes the room gets very quiet. Because I craft disturbing mental images and talk about things that are deeply unpleasant for some people.
I know I'll never be the same. Shook my world so hard again. Wish I washed away my sins. He's a dead man walking, blank stare in his eyes. Should have given up on the ones I trust. Never should have been surprised when they shot him down. Cold blood to the ground.